Hey everyone, I have a very exciting show for you today. We are going to be talking with one of my students, and we are going to be reviewing questions he has from the course. I do believe the course, How to Get Started One Rental at a Time, is game changing. And to do that, sometimes, we have to dig deeper into the questions. So let's welcome Leandro to the show. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me, Michael.
Excellent. Thank you for taking time to do this. I know it's can be a little nerve-wracking, so I appreciate you giving me a chance to record it so we both can help you and help others. So we're going to have three different topics. The first one is going to be about the affordability index, and that's a critical number to talk about and understand because it saved us in 06, 07, and it's going to save people in the future. So why don't you go ahead and ask your question, and we'll dig in from there.
Yeah, I was trying to find the affordability index on the Realtor Association, and I follow like some graphs with different numbers that I heard from you in terms of what is the value of the data. So that's my first questions. And also, I just wanted to know if there is any measure in terms of county, because when you dig down for some zip codes, sometimes it's easy to see the big picture and the local data, because sometimes you can be misunderstanding by the big picture in terms of the country. But when you look on your own county, it's can be a little bit different.
Yeah, so let's bring everybody up to speed because the affordability index is a critical element, right? For me, it's kind of a green, yellow, red light, as you know, taking my course, reading my book, right? Basically, it tells me when is it safe to invest, and this is, of course, single-family homes. We should make that important, right? The affordability index is really an index that says what percentage of the average person in a state or county can afford to buy the average home, right? It's a collection of interest rates, price, income. It's really that collection of stats that says, hey, it's safe to buy in my opinion, or it's not. What I have learned over time is every state doesn't do it the same. So my history is obviously with the California Association of Realtors, called CAR. And the other thing I forgot to mention about the affordability index is it's been reported on for decades. So why is that good for investors? It's because, hey, if you pick a market, you can go look at it historically. So in my market, first off, in California, it's reported on a scale of 0 to 100. That's the scale. So when you go back and look at it over history, you can go and look at it. What I would tell everybody to do is go look at it. What was it in your market in 2000, 2005, 2010, 2015, and 2020 at a minimum? And why is that important? Well, because what you need to get a feel for is how does the affordability index in your state and your county change? Because what you should be able to know already is how did my market behave in 2000, 2005, 2010, 15, and 20? And then you could start to make adjustments. So for example, Fresno, California, market I'm in, and the only market I look at in detail. The affordability index pre-2006 was right around 45-ish, which meant roughly half the people could buy the average home safe. What happened is prices went up and interest rates did not go down, is affordability slowly ticked down. And I believe we set a mark of 20 was the low mark in the year 2007 or 2008. So that's a yellow or a red flag to me, right? That's when you go from half the population to 20% of the population, that's a problem. And the reason I bring this all up is because other states do it differently. Some states do it on a scale of like 100 to 200, right? So you have to go figure out where you relate in all this. So something I did is I pulled up the California Association of Realtors site. Let me see if I can share it and just bring it up. It's here. Let me see if I can share it. So again, all credit goes to CAR, California Association of Realtors. If you're in California, no matter what county you're in, this is the stat I use. If you're in another state, you do need to go look it up. So I'm just going to bring it down. It does have its historical. So if you wanted to look at the series of data, you could do it. It goes back decades. But what we're going to do is we're just going to look at here, and you could see it's very different, right? So if we go here, San Francisco, I should have asked, are you seeing my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So San Francisco, right? It's down at 19, right? And it was at 20, and these prices are just stupid. But if you look at Alameda or Contra Costa County, it's a little better. Solano's a little better, right? 46 versus 19. Again, these are just showing you how unaffordable they are. But the point is, you got to look at his history, right? So one of the reasons I feel good about Fresno is today it's at 51, if you see it here. And again, I'm not concerned, I'm not concerned until it gets down to, 20. So this is why, and again, you got to remember, lots of things affect this number. And why I'm on record as saying the only thing that could blow up the real estate economy next year is if interest rates double. If nothing else changes, interest rates go from 3 to 6% for whatever reason, this affordability index goes down and goes down hard. The other thing that could happen is prices could double. That would make it go down hard, right? Because again, this is all based on payment, right? And you can see the average payment here, $1,410. And then this is your average income, right? This is all the numbers here, right? Yeah. So again, the affordability index is critical. Unfortunately, not everybody does it the same. This is a very California metric. So what you'll need to do is need to look for whatever city or county you're in and go get the historicals, because you'll be able to make the relationship. Go ahead.
No, because the national association, they use like a 100, and now I think it's 158, as a national.
Yeah.
And they use like 160, 171 was peak 2020 on May, but now the last data that I have on August is 158.
Yeah. So what you'll need to do. So again, that's national, right? National is interesting, but you'll need to baseline national, right? You do need to get the history. What really is important is you lay over the affordability index with the prices in your market, because you'll be able to tell. Really what you want to know is what happened at the peak, right? What was the affordability in 2007 or 2008? And then where did it bottom in 2011 or 2012? Because those are your yellow and red and green lights, right? If your market was on sale in 2012, go find out what the affordability index is, because that will always be a green light for you. If the affordability ever gets to that number again, it's a green light. And then you really want to know, for me, again, the affordability index for me is a yellow and a red flag. As long as it's at whatever it was, 40 something, 51, I'm going to keep buying. But if this got to, low 20s and certainly got below 20, I'll sell everything. Seriously, if like Fresno got back to 19, I'd sell every house I own. And then I'll just wait for the market to return. So,
I have to navigate through the cycle. It's important.
Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, totally sense. I just have to take a look, because all the data that I have, and also I'm looking for the Florida here, the affordability index, and I think it's from 100 to 200 now, because I see the data was like 190 and 18, and now it's 168. So I think it's going to be the same. So if it's going down, it's less affordable now. Yeah.
So you really so what you'll need to do in Florida. So in Florida, you'd want to know so first thing I would do is go, when did whatever county when did prices peak? What year was that? Right. And I don't know when it was, because every market peaked a little bit different. Maybe it was Q3 08. I'm just guessing. And then go look at what Q3 08 affordability index was, because it was probably like 115 or something, right? It was probably really low. And then that will tell you where the peak and the trough is. And then you just always, and again, the beauty of the affordability index is it takes 10 seconds to look at, and you only look at it monthly, right? Okay. Are we still green? Yep. Okay. We're good. Oh, we're turning a little lower. Got to watch it. Oh, wow, way lower. Oh, it went up. The affordability index is one of those metrics that will mean nothing until it's vitally important, right? You look at it once a month. Okay, I'm still good. Once a month. Okay, I'm still good. And then one day, I'm just going to make this up, 2023 February, it's going to be, oh my God, we're back to close to 08 levels. I have to be careful. That's what's going to happen. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally.
Very, very cool. Well, we're going to call this interview number 1. I think the affordability index it really is my protector. It tells me when to be careful. Most of the time it is just a 5 or 10 second view. It's like, okay, good. We're still above 40. Oh, we're still good. But one day it'll become vitally important, and it'll give you a chance to be careful. Thank you very much for joining us, and we will get on to interview number 2. One sec.